Imagine if we could find out whether anybody's making any money in the niches that we're investigating on the internet. Of course, we can't call the companies and speak to the CEOs, but we can use the internet creatively, particularly the search engines, to find some indicators that people are making money. Hi, I'm Guru Bob, and welcome to the 7th and final day of Module 1 for the challenge in 2010. In this video, I'm going to take you through the third and final stage of the market and keyword research process that we've been teaching you throughout this module. In this stage, we're looking to find commercial indicators. We want to make sure that people are already making money in the niches that we're thinking of going into. In the second part of this video, I'm going to wrap up Module 1. We want to make sure that you are clear where you should be by the end of Module 1 and what you should have achieved. That way, you'll be ready to jump straight in when we lead out with the start of Module 2 in a week's time. Let's get started.
Firstly, I just quickly want to go through sort of the various methods that people can use to undertake sort of commercial activity online. I've just quickly summarised a few of the main ones here. Firstly, of course, is advertising, so like Google AdWords, which I'll explain in a minute. Then we've got the sort of big shopping stores like eBay and Amazon. Of course, we're looking for products that are available for sale online in those networks. Then specific e-stores or online shopping sites that are outside of the major online stores that are tied to specific niche stores or specialty stores. And then we're, of course, looking for people that have created information products that they're selling online in relation to our niche, and then affiliate programs. So what I'm going to be quickly taking you now is reviewing a few sites in relation to the key phrase vintage electric guitar, which is a niche that we used a couple of years ago in the precursor to the challenge, the 30-day challenge. And let's see whether we can find any indicators of commercial activity in that niche. So here I am in Google, and the first thing I've done is I've typed in vintage electric guitar into Google Chrome here, into Google, made sure that we're looking at the US results by clicking on the indicator up here and then selecting USA, which I've already done. And you can see that on the right hand side here we've got sponsored links, and if there are a lot of links here in Google, often you'll see a Google sponsored link above the organic search returns on the left hand side. Now in this particular niche, vintage electric guitar, there are only a couple of advertisers, which is a little bit thin. We'd normally be here looking for 4 or 5 advertisers preferably. If more people are advertising in your niche, then there must be people making money. Now the next thing we're going to go and look at is eBay. Of course, it's the major online store for selling both new and used goods. And I've just done a quick search on vintage electric guitar. You can see there are over 1,020 results. And indeed, there do seem to be a lot of people selling vintage electric guitars through eBay. So at the very worst, we'd be able to, using the eBay affiliate program, we'd be able to promote various eBay listings for vintage electric guitars on our site. Similarly, if I cross over to Amazon and do a search on vintage electric guitar, there's also some vintage electric guitars being sold in this network along with accessories. Now, when you first come to Amazon, you'll be looking probably at all departments. I also want to have a look at books to see whether there are many books related to my niche subject. There are some books here for vintage electric guitars, including some price guides. So indeed, there are some products being sold through Amazon for our niche. Now, if we go back to the search engines and for vintage electric guitar, I also want to see what the top 4 or 5 sites that are currently ranking for my niche keyword, what they're tending to do on those sites. Are they just information sites or community sites, or are they attempting to sell something? Now, the first site in this niche happens to be our blog, and I can tell you that we are promoting a price guide, a vintage electric guitar price guide from Amazon. But the second site here is a specific site, vintageelectricguitar.org. And if we take a look at that site, it seems to be a site that's specifically set up for attracting traffic in this market. And look, they're on selling, or they're attempting to promote various eBay listings for vintage electric guitars. So this person has decided to use his skills to get the traffic and then promote various eBay listings, and his reward would be a share of the sale at eBay once that sale takes place. The next site in the search engines is a site called Chicagomusicexchange. It's obviously a big store in Chicago, and they do sell their own vintage electric guitars through this store. And this is obviously a promotional website for that store. There's no probably internet selling taking place here, but they're looking to attract traffic into the store itself. If we go back here to the listings again, number 5 is Willie's Guitars. So we go and have a look at Willie's site. This is also another offline store, and it looks like he's promoting the various models that he has available for sale via his website. I wasn't able to find any indications of online buying here, although if we look at the how to buy page here, they do have a secure online shopping cart. So indeed they do have an opportunity to buy vintage electric guitars online through their site. Now, the next thing that we want to be looking for is whether anybody's developed any information products in our micro niche. In the case of vintage electric guitar, I was only able to find one instance of an ebook here, but this ebook was on the subject of playing guitars, not on vintage electric guitars themselves. So there doesn't seem to be any sort of information product selling taking place in this particular niche. And last but not least, we want to see if there are any affiliate programs. When you begin to see affiliate programs appearing in your micro niche, then other commercial sellers are looking to share the proceeds of the sale with a marketer who's basically going to drive traffic that ultimately leads to that sale. And those affiliate programs, when they occur online, it means we can participate in that commercial activity. So indications of affiliate programs give you a sense that that people are making money within this niche. And indeed, there are a couple of offline stores that have an online website that do offer an affiliate program on the internet. In the case of this store, AmericanMusical.com, they obviously sell vintage electric guitars. They've got a number of models, and of course they've got an online shopping cart. If we scroll down to the bottom, we can see that they have an affiliate program, which means that if we were to drive traffic to their online store and that led to a sale, we would receive a share of that sale. Okay, well, I hope that sort of gives you a little bit of an indication of the various things that we can be looking for to see whether there's any commercial activity taking place in the niche. In the case of vintage electric guitar, there's some areas where there's some good activity taking place, and there are other areas where it's a little weak. There's no information books in that niche, and the Google AdWords advertising is a little weak, but there do seem to be other providers that and stores that are making money online, and also giving an opportunity for us to participate in those commercial transactions through affiliate programs with specialty stores and also with, say, eBay and Amazon. I think it's now time to wrap up Module 1. In Module 1 of the challenge, we've been attempting to teach you a keyword and market research process, which has 3 stages. So by the end of this module, we'll expect you to have found at least one micro niche that satisfies the requirements of those 3 stages. Firstly, we expect that micro niche to have at least 3 keywords that meet the traffic and competition criteria we've applied, which is greater than 80 searches a day SEOT and less than 30,000 pages of competition phrase match, which is the SEOC number. We also expect that you'll have assessed those keywords using the SEO matrix module and satisfied yourself that there are some weak enough websites that are already ranking for that keyword where you have a reasonable chance of outranking those sites. And lastly, as I've taught you today, is you're looking for indicators of commercial activity, that someone's making money within that niche. Now, just before I finish, I thought I'd quickly go through an example, just how I go quickly through this process. So let's say, for instance, I was interested in the market of design. Now I know design is going to be massively competitive. Indeed, Market Samurai tells me there's 1.3 trillion pages of competition, but an awful lot of traffic. But I do use Market Samurai to give me ideas within the design market that I can further explore. And a keyword that popped up when I used design as a starting keyword was interior design. But that also is very competitive. 3.5 million phrase match competition pages, SEOC, a lot of traffic. But when I actually used Market Samurai to search that keyword, so I did a keyword analysis of interior design, a keyword popped up that I thought was intriguing, and that was interior design programs. Now that has an SEOT of 204, so it meets our criteria, and 23,100 phrase match competition, which is also less than our SEOC filter. Now what is important to do at this stage is to redo a keyword analysis based on this candidate micro niche keyword. So I start a new keyword analysis for interior design programs to see what specific keywords Market Samurai will throw up that are also relevant to that key phrase. And I did that. There were, I think, about 10 or so keywords that came through, but some of them weren't too directly related. But out of the keywords that came back, there were 4 that I thought were relevant to interior design programs, and that includes my starting keyword. And they are interior design programs, study interior design classes, and 3D interior design software. Now at this stage, all of these keywords meet our criteria, traffic and competition criteria, but we need to select the theme and category keyword. In this case, it's quite obvious. We want to select the keyword that best represents the niche, and that's going to be our starting keyword because that already met the criteria. But there are some situations when you do a Market Samurai analysis on your starting keyword, which meets the criteria, a better keyword pops up, which has a larger traffic potential with appropriate competition. But in this case, I've decided to select interior design programs as the theme keyword, and then the other 3 keywords would become the category keywords. Now I deliberately chose a niche which was a little bit too competitive for somebody starting out in this using the strategy that we're teaching in the challenge. So you can see here that there's quite a lot of red and orange here, and most of the sites are quite competitive. But for you more advanced people out there, or people returning for the second or third time, you may note that the on-page factors of all the sites that are currently ranking for interior design programs are not particularly well optimized for that phrase. So what's probably happening in this niche is that these are more authoritative sites that are really optimized for other keywords, but because they mention interior design programs somewhere on the website, these sites are being ranked for this keyword by Google. If somebody would have come along, knew what they were doing, and specifically optimized for interior design programs, then I think they'd probably be able to rank on the page 1 of Google without too much effort, but more effort than would be justified by the strategy that we're teaching in the challenge. All right, well, I hope that was helpful, and I hope it's pretty clear how to look for commercial indicators on the internet. Good luck with completing Module 1. Make sure that you've got a micro niche identified so that when we get started with Module 2 in a week's time, you're ready to go. For those of you that end this week without having a micro niche identified, don't worry, you've got plenty of time. You've now got a week. The nice thing about this process is that whilst it took us a week to teach it to you, you could probably go through this whole exercise in about 20 to 30 minutes. So once you know what you're doing and how to use the tools. So good luck with that, and we will see you again in Module 2.